Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Kim and welcome back to Uncommonkim. So today we're going to briefly go over my TBR for the seasonal spooky challenge, which is hosted by Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy. Here is the board that Cassidy has made for this challenge. So it's going to be going over September, October and November to read spooky books for spooky season. So there is 3 parts to this challenge. We have number 1, which is to read 1 book for each of the settings. So I have my journal. So each setting, so we have urban, summer camp, isolated, small town, southern, haunted house, coastal and in the woods. And then part 2 is an unlocking prompt. So you have to fit one of the unlocking prompts to one of the setting prompts. So the unlocking prompts we have young adult, book you didn't buy, new author, novella, diverse rep, audiobook, on someone else's TBR and new release. And then we have cover prompts. So you can read different books for the cover prompts if you so wish, or you can link them to the 8 books for the setting prompts. So for those we have hands, window, weapon, animal, blood, tech, eyeball and water. And then obviously, because this is Cassidy, she did a bonus challenge where we have 6 words that we can, if we can associate it with the book, happy days. And those are vampires, cults, cannibals, mixed media, ghosts and serial killers. I have planned a whole TBR that I'm going to briefly go through with you guys for ideas I have for each prompt of what I'm planning to do for this seasonal spooky challenge, just because why not? Why not? Okay, so we're going to start at the very beginning. So we're going to start with urban. So for urban, I have gone for When No One Is Watching by Elisa Cole. I have been able to put the diverse rep onto this, as our main character is a black woman, and also the author is black too. And for a cover prompt, of course, we have window, because there is multiple windows on this cover. Don't really know a lot about this book. Based off of the synopsis, we have Sydney Green, who is Brooklyn born and raised, but her beloved neighbourhood seems to change every time she blinks. Condos are sprouting up like weeds, for sale signs are popping up overnight, and the neighbours she's known all her life are disappearing. To hold on to her community's past and present, Sydney channels her frustration into a walking tour and finds an unlikely and unwanted assistant in one of the new arrivals to the block, her neighbour Theo. But Sydney and Theo's deep dive into history quickly becomes a dizzying descent into paranoia and fear. Their neighbours may not have moved to the suburbs after all, and the push to revitalise the community may be more deadly than advertised. I've heard a lot of great things about this book, so I am really excited to get to it. It has been on my TBR for the longest time, so I probably would count it as a TBR vet at this point. So hopefully I will get to it over the next couple of 3 months. We can only but hope. Next, for the summer camp prompt, we have You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kaylin Bayron. So this is the lovely Waterstones edition with nice sprayed edges. It is very short, so I have counted this as a young adult, as it is a young adult book, as the unlocking prompt. And then also for the cover prompt, because I'm sorry Cassidy, but I'm not using an actual eyeball because I'm not mentally stable for that shit. So we've gone for the eyeball prompt literally just because she has eyeballs, which Cassidy has allowed. Obviously in her mind it is meant to be, why are we exposing so much? Okay, obviously in her mind it is meant to be a actual physical eyeball, but she said you can count it as an eyeball on a person if you so want, and that's what I'm doing. I do apologise in advance, Cassidy, but I couldn't. I'm not ready for that. But this is nice and short. YA book. So we have At Camp Mirror Lake, terror is the name of the game, and can you survive the night? So Charity Curtis has the summer job of her dreams, playing the final girl at Camp Mirror Lake. Guests paid to be scared in a full contact terror game as Charity and her summer crew recreate scenes from the classic slasher film The Curse of the Camp Mirror Lake. The more realistic the fear, the better for business. But on the last weekend of the season, Charity's co-workers begin disappearing, and when one ends up dead, Charity's role as a final girl suddenly becomes all too real. This is nice, short, sweet, so I'm hoping I will get to this over spooky season, as it has been on my TBR for quite a little while now, and I would just like to get it done, dusted, out the way, all their chest. We have Isolated, and for Isolated I have gone for The Midnight Club by Christopher Pike, and I have put this under novella just because it is short. I don't know if it actually is a novella, but just due to the size I'm going to count it, and I've put it as hands for the cover prompt because that person has hands. Again, Cassidy meant actual physical hands, but I couldn't find anything that fit. Actually, if you look, 1, 2, 3, 5 fingers in the shape of a hand, you know, I'm gonna run with that. And also Ghost, I have put as one of the bonus challenges because in a hospice for terminally ill adolescents, 5 young people meet every evening at midnight to share terrifying stories. Some are invented, some are true. Some are true. The strangest are somewhere between the two. The club members make a pact. Whoever dies first will try to contact the others from beyond the grave. The most incredible of their stories is about to begin, and I believe they try and contact people from beyond the dead, so I'm going to count this for ghosts, obviously. Again, nice short one. Has become a Netflix show, so maybe I'll watch the Netflix show after I've read this. It's another short one that I just wanted. The next one we have is Small Town, and for Small Town I have gone for Home is Where the Bodies Are by Genevieve Rose. So for this one I have put new release, as it did come out this year, and I've also put tech because it's in the shape of an old VHS tape, which is a video, as we call them in the UK, a videotape that you put in your machine, like a DVD player, but thicker, if you don't know what that is. And that's like old tech. It's not new tech, but it's old tech. So I have gone for that for this one. So after their mother passes, 3 estranged siblings reunite to sort out their estate. Beth, the oldest, never left home. She stayed with her mum, caring for her until the very end. Nicole, the middle child, has kept at arm's length due to her ongoing battle with serious drug addiction. And Michael, the youngest, lives out of state and hasn't been back to their small Wisconsin town since their father ran out on them 7 years before. While going through their parents' belongings, the siblings stumble upon a collection of home videos and decide to revisit those happier memories. However, the nostalgia is cut short when one of the VHS tapes reveal a night back in 1999 that none of them have any recollection of. On screen, their father appears covered in blood. What follows is a dead body and a pact between their parents to get rid of it, before the video abruptly ends. I've heard a lot of people really enjoy this one recently. I know Steph from Steph Loves, I think she gave it like 4 stars and she really enjoyed it, so I'm really excited to read this one probably quite soon. Again, it's not too massive either, so there's always a plus. Next we have Southern, and for the unlocking prompt I have done a new author to me, which is I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. So I believe this is set in Texas, which is south. I had to Google it, but it is south. I also have put serial killers with this book for the bonus prompt. Didn't have any cover prompts to link to this one, but we do have a bonus prompt. So it's the summer before senior year for best friends Tolly and Amber. They're not in the marching band, they're not in the FFA, they don't really count. Amber's the only native student in town, and Tolly the only on the radar due to his due to his father's recent death. This is all about to change. Bodies are going to be dropping fast in the small West Texan town for a few unbearably hot days that will resonate through the decades and even get made into a TV movie. Tolly and Amber will be famous, notorious even. Finally, everyone will know their names. This is Stephen Graham Jones x-raying the slasher genre, interrogating the motivation over the shoulder and in the voice of a killer itself. So I'm really excited to read this one. There's a lot of mixed reviews about it, but this will be my first Stephen Graham Jones, so I'm just excited to try out it and see what I think. I do own a few other of his books as well, so we will see. But yeah, I think very mixed reviews across the board. Some people really love it and some just don't, so we'll see. Next I have gone with, so we have the haunted house setting prompt, and for this I have linked it to the unlocking prompt of a book you didn't buy, and that is A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher, which I don't own. I'm getting it from the library, so I didn't have to buy it, so I didn't buy this one, and I currently don't have it. It's currently at my library, so there we go. So with this one, I have also put it with the cover prompt of an animal, because I can kind of show you here. Oh, there is like a, oh, I can't remember what they're called, but it's a big bird on the cover, so that counts. So it's a Southern Gothic book. Mum seems off, her brother's word echo in Sam Montgomery's ear as she turns onto the quiet North Carolina street where their mother lives alone. She brushes the thought away that she climbs the front steps. Sam's excited for this rare extended visit and looking forward to the nights with just the two of them, drinking boxed wine, watching murder mystery shows and guessing who the killer is long before the characters figure it out. But stepping inside, she quickly realises home isn't what it used to be, gone in the warm, cluttered charm her mum is known for. Now the walls are painted a sterling white. Her mum jumps at the smallest noise and looks over her shoulder even when she's the only person in the room. And when Sam steps out back to clear her head, she finds a jar of teeth hidden behind the magazine-worthy rosebush. And vultures are circling the ground from above. To find out what's got her mum so frightened in her own home, Sam will go digging for the truth, but some secrets are better left buried. So I'm really excited to read that one. I have read 2 books by T. Kingfisher now, and I have quite enjoyed them both. I think one was a 3 and one was a 4, so I'm definitely excited to read some more. And I know this is quite a popular one, so we will see. Another short one, I believe, so we love those short books. So next we have the In the Woods prompt, setting prompt, and for this I have linked it with the unlocking prompt of On Someone Else's TBR, and that is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. So this is on quite a few people's TBR, as this is September's Literary Dead Book Club pick. I don't know whose TBR, but there's probably a few. Books of Lala will be one, I know for sure, and it is on my TBR. So I'm going to be reading this one probably in September, as it is for this month's pick. Also, I've put it with the cover prompt of Water, as why did the cover look so different on Goodreads? Okay, I'm gonna go by the Goodreads photo. I'll put it here because there's water. On here, it doesn't look like water, but weird. We're going with it. I don't care. So, God of the Woods. Some said it was tragic what happened to the Van Lars. Some said the Van Lars deserved everything they got. They even thanked the townsfolk who stayed out all night in the freezing forest trying to find the son who had gone missing from their mansion in the hills. Some said there was a reason it took the family so long to call for help, that they knew what happened to the boy. Now 14 years later, their teenage daughter has gone missing in the same wilderness as her brother. Some say the 2 disappearances aren't connected, and some say they are. I'm very excited to read this one. I'm hoping to read it this month for sure for Literary Dead Book Club, but yeah, I think it's going to be so the next prompt we have is Coastal, and also the unlocking prompt is audiobook, and for this I have gone for The Guest List, as apparently it's the only coastal thrillery horror book I own. Of course it is. So I have gone for this one. This has been on my TBR very long time, and I don't know if I want to read it. But I suppose we'll find out, and if I don't like it, I'll do an effort. It is what it is. This is by Lucy Foley, and I believe there is a wedding happening on Ireland. Yeah, the marriage of Jules and Will. Setting things spectacular and the planning meticulous and atmosphere alive with the nostalgia as a guest hosts the most golden of couples. Yet under the cloak of happiness, dark secrets begin to spill and old grudges surface, and the wedding cake has barely been cut when someone is found dead. It starts with a party and it'll end in murder. Like, it sounds like it should be right up my street, but I just don't think it is. Don't think it's going to be. Maybe Lucy Foley's just not for me. We'll find. So that is all of the setting and locking prompts. The next 3 books I'm going to show you are literally just for cover prompts and bonus prompts. And there is 2 bonus prompts I haven't been able to fulfill because I just can't find anything to make it fit. So if you have any recommendations for occult or cannibalism books, let me know, because the only 2 bonus prompts I couldn't fulfill. It is what it is. So for a weapon on the cover and mixed media, I'm going for As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson, which is book 3 in the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. It is the final book, and this is a reread for me. I love this series with all my heck and heart, and this is the last one of my reread for this year. So weapons on the cover, we have quite a few. We have like knives, hammer, scissors, whatever. You could use them as weapons, so they're a weapon. There's a knife, so on and so forth. Broken piece of glass, if you want to go a bit ecstatic. So all I'm going to say is Pip's back, and this time the case is all about her. And who will look for you when you're the one who disappears? That's all I'm going to say. That's book 3 of Girls As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson, and this is, I think, my favourite book in the trilogy, and I'm super nervous to read it because I know what happens, but at the same time I'm really excited. So maybe reading this in the next 3 months. I hope so anyway, because I do need to get my reread done by the end of the year. And the final book on my seasonal spooky TBR is The Gathering by CJ Tudor, and this fits the cover prompt of blood, as there is a drop of blood there, and then it fits the bonus prompt of vampires, because I believe it has vampires in it. So it is based in an Alaskan town where a boy is found with his throat ripped and the blood drained from his body. The brutality of the murder chillingly echoes a killing from 25 years ago. An out-of-state detective comes and assists the sheriff who investigated the original case. However, the inhabitants of Dead Heart believe they know who is responsible, one of the nearby vampire colonies who live in an old mining settlement deep in the mountains. Evidence doesn't stack up, people are lying, and the more they look into it, the darker the secrets are coming. Are they hunting a cold-blooded murderer or a bloodthirsty monster? And which is more dangerous? I love CJ Tudor. I love her writing. I have loved pretty much every book she has ever brought out, and I think this will be the same. I just need to get my ass in gear and read it. And what better time to read it than spooky season? Let's be perfectly honest. So this is my seasonal spooky challenge TBR. We have a whole load of books I am actually really excited to read. Let me know if you have read any of these. I would love to know your thoughts and feelings towards them. Let me know if you know any cult or cannibalism books for the bonus prompts. Leave a knife emoji down below if you made it to the end of the video. Like if you're new. Like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you soon for another video.